first of all, thank you, Nicholas and Rita and whole research group from our side, also the Ministry of Environment. We have the funders together with Ara, Jarmo, other ones. So we are very pleased that we have it finalized now and we can use it at the right time, because we have already under development the new program and also the work which has been now started concerning the youth homelessness. A certain group put up from the ministry and trying to find solutions concerning so they are part of the same process ongoing. That's it. I've tried to be even shorter than Jarmo, because I don't have any slides, you know. It's a boring one to have slides sometimes. So it's easier to talk directly. You can't document anything. You're not being catched afterwards. What did you say? So it's, yeah, this is online, I know, yeah. This is a new documentation, yeah. So I've tried to focus on 3 points. 3 points which I see very important from our point of view. And I've already seen that Rita mentioned part of it, and it has come up in the discussion. I think we're nearby already taking, you know, in a way, the conclusions, the recommendations in real terms, going to the implementation and finding ways. And the first is naturally the question of the housing market question, which made there's several comments here. I'm not going to go to the social housing side at this time. There is sure problems concerning that, and there's coming out, Jarmo, when the Finnish evaluation, internal national evaluation after a couple of weeks, isn't it, of the funding and the support and the grants and the loan, the whole system of support concerning funding, the financing of housing, the Finnish social housing system. And it's going to be very relevant concerning the level of the rents, for example, in different parts of the Finland, compared with the private sector rent. It's the constant problem being. Y Foundation knows it also, but I think you're not having problems with it so much. But anyway, it's a real. I'm not going into the details. There's several things, but the same question could come to the private rental sector, because we urgently need, concerning several of the targets which we have put out in the Bravo program, now in the new program, we have to succeed in some sense of the extra supply of rental, apartments, and that's so critical thing that you cannot, go forward in the other issues if you don't find the way. We've known this for several years, and there's very few new, initiatives or ways to go forward, and that's the reason we're trying now to try to find a way how could we use the potential of the private rental sector in Helsinki region. It's going, we are developing at the moment. It's a question of how to organize it, what's the responsibilities of different partners, but especially it's a question, also the question which the researchers put out on suitable accommodation. Where is the, where is the relevant and potential apartments in the whole housing market inside? Because there is a very low level, very high priced or very bad also part of our private sector. You can imagine in different parts of Helsinki region that you could find quite easily not so good level of private rental apartments. But we have an experience concerning how to mix it in the central parts of Helsinki region. We have, so we're not without experiences on how to do it. But then there is the balance between the cost, the income. It's a very challenging if you go through, because you need, concerning the homeless persons, young ones or independent of age. You need a question of the rent level and the support for it, the other side of it, and the other is the direct social support, the support services concerning the success of housing for young persons, and how to combine these two. And if I think at the moment, I think we'll lack some of the tools, instruments to find the solutions. Otherwise we have to find a way how to compensate, you know, the rent level. If we can't make the rent level because our housing allowance system doesn't take into consideration the real rent level at the moment. And we need either compensation from the social support system, or then we should develop a new kind of insurances, because we don't have the insurances also at the moment. To retail, there could be a very good challenge for our insurance companies, you know, to develop this kind of tool because we need the trust of the private landlords, and that's the point. Otherwise, you don't find the way for a real, you know, extra supply of rental apartment. I tried it only to say where we are at the moment in planning the new system. We're in the beginning, we're discussing with different partners, etc., trying to find a solution on this. That's the one. That was my first comment. I still have a little time. The second point. Where is my second point? There's the question of how to combine. You know, we have certain support which is a benefit of all potentially homeless persons, and I think it's in a good shape. It's the housing advice system and alike kind of ways. I'm not going to do that because we are developing it at all the time. It's becoming better of the financial terms this budget year already from 20 to 35%, because there was some mistake in the first presentation here on the minister. There was a claim that it would be 10% before, but it has been 20%, and now it's 35% the cost. So I'm not going on it. The most important, and I think the relevant thing which the research group makes is the question, and I'm not trying to answer it here, it's the question how to, you know, connect in a way, the bridge, the housing supply with the very many specific at-risk groups. And it's a real challenge, because now it comes up the gender-based needs, we have the ex-offenders, etc. We have several groups which are, you know, competing or inside the same need, the same kind of, either intensive or lighter support. And this, you know, this has to be, in a way, developed more. I realized after I read your report, so thank you for the help, because I haven't, you know, in a way, it doesn't come up so clearly, but it comes in the report. So that was my second. I think we are very near the question of also the youth ones, which need a housing support, social integration, and the economic subsidies, etc. So it's a combination of how to go forward. And the third one, I don't remember, either have 2 or 3 comments, but the third one, this is the most also relevant. And I like it very much at the moment we are going forward. It's the question of the evidence, enhancing the evidence, which is the third point which the group puts out. Because it's a question of, it is amazing. I don't know if it's amazing in the Western countries or which have a welfare system, that they don't make very good performance, in performance ways to how to measure their results, the performances, continually, all the time. It's lacking all the time. You make periodically or with more or less unintended or without a plan your own indexes or indicators, which you then use very functionally in a way. So we need absolutely a new kind of impact assessment as a whole, and it's important from many aspects. But the main point is how to reorganize the funding inside the welfare system at the moment in Finland. You can imagine the discussion is going on here before the election. We would need a discussion which would go over the different, sectors, service sectors, administrative sectors, professional sectors at the moment. And they're all now only, trying to save their own lot, their own funding in the future. It's different. Your speakers come out and this is important, this is important, then this is important. The agenda is here, and we would need a way how to go forward and make an orientation concerning reorganizing the welfare services, how to do it, so that we could, together with different sectors, make a decision that it has to be more reorganized to a preventive sector. Because that's, I think, one of the most important conclusions which the research group makes concerning the preventive sector. And you need evidence on that question. That's all. Thank you for my part.
Thank you, Peter.